Hello guys, today my report will be divisional structure. The divisional structure, also known as the M form or multi-divisional structure, is based on goods, projects, or markets. Each divisional has its own set of functional specialists who are usually grouped into departments. The operating divisions are largely independent and consist of products and services that are different from those of the other divisions. Operational decision making in large company creates undue demands on the company's senior management. So here is the example of a divisional structure. To gain synergies, divisions with comparable products, mix, and/or technology are brought together by homogeneous units in a SBU structure, leveraging a core capabilities, shared infrastructures, and market power are just a few examples. In general, the fewer SBUs required within a corporation, the more connected business there are. Each of the company's SBUs acts as a profit center. Here is an example of a strategic business unit structure. The holding company structure, sometimes referred to as a conglomerate, is also a variation of the divisional structure, whereas the SBU structure is often used when similarities exist between the individual business or divisions. The holding company structure is appropriate when the business in a corporation's portfolio do not have much in common. Thus, the potential for synergies is limited. Okay, in the matrix organizational structure is one way to overcoming the shortcomings of the other models. It is a hybrid of functional and divisional structures. Typically, functional departments and product groups are integrated in a project basis. A product group, for example, may desire to produce a new additional to its line. For this project, it recruits professionals from marketing, production, and engineering departments. These employees report to the product group manager for the duration of the project, which can range from a few weeks to an indefinite period of time. Individuals working in a matrix organization are accountable to two managers, the product manager and the functional area manager. Here is the matrix structure. Strategic risk of outsourcing. The main strategic concerns are 1. Loss of critical skills or developing the wrong skills, 2. Loss of cross functional skills, and 3. Loss of control over a supplier. Too much outsourcing can result in a firm giving away too much skill and control. Outsourcing relieves companies of the requirement to maintain skill levels needed to manufacture essential components. At one time, semiconductor chips seemed like a simple technology to outsource, but they have now become a critical component of a outsource. The manufacture of these chips run the risk of losing the ability to manufacture them as the technologies escalates. They become more dependent upon their suppliers. Cross-functional skills refer to the skills acquired through the interaction of individuals in various departments within a company. Such interaction assists the department in solving problems as employees interface with others across functional units. However, if a firm outsources key functional responsibilities, such as manufacturing, communication across departments can become more difficult. A firm and its employees must now integrate their activities with a new outside supplier. The outsourced products may give suppliers too much power over the manufacturers. Suppliers that are key to a manufacturer's success can, in essence, hold the manufacturer hostage. Nike manages this potential problem by sending full-time product expatriates to work at the plants of its suppliers. Also, Nike often brings top members of supplier management and technical teams to its headquarters. This way, Nike keeps close tabs on the pulse of the new developments, builds rapport and trust with suppliers, and develops long-term relationships with suppliers to prevent hostage situations. The virtual organization. In contrast to conventional organization structures that were guided by self-reliant thinking, the strategic challenge today is to do more with less and look outside the line corporation for possibilities and answers to issues. The virtual organization opens up new possibilities for utilizing resources and taking advantage of opportunities. The virtual organization can be thought of as a constantly expanding network of independent enterprises, suppliers, consumers, and even competitors that are linked together to share talents, cost, and market access. Members of a virtual organization know more and can do more than any one member of the group could do alone by pooling and sharing the information and experience of each of the component organizations. By working closely together, each gains in the long run from individual and organizational learning. The term virtual, meaning being in effect but not actually so, is commonly used in the computer industry. Boundaryless organizations. Facilitating coordination and making them work, creating a new structure isn't enough to achieve the coordination and integration needed to maximize the potential of an organization's human resource. Techniques for coordinating and integrating an organization's main value chain activities are essential. Teamwork necessitates new and adaptable approaches to coordination and integration as teams are important building elements of the new organizational structure. Managers who have been trained in rigid hierarchies may struggle to adapt to the more democratic, participatory style that cooperation necessitates. A complete diverse group must agree on a goal, put the notion of individual accountability aside, and figure out how to work with each other, said Douglas K. Smith, co-author of The Wisdom of Teams. Most importantly, they must learn that if the team fails, it's everyone's fault. Some of the factors that must be considered include common culture and shared values, horizontal organizational structures, horizontal systems and processes, communications and information technologies, and human resource practices. Common culture and shared values. Boundaryless companies require shared goals, reciprocal objectives, and a high level of trust to succeed. Common cultures and shared values and precisely matched incentives are typically less expensive to install and more effective ways of strategic control than rules, limits, and formal procedures in the fluid and adaptable environments of contemporary organizational designs. Horizontal organizational structures. These arrangements, which brings together similar or related business units under a single management umbrella, make it easier to share units to capitalize on synergies and fostering a feeling of one purpose. Job rotation and cross-training are facilitated by consistency in training and the establishment of similar structures across business units, as well as a better awareness of shared problems and possibilities. Interdivisional committees and task groups, as well as cross-functional teams, provide vital possibilities to deepen understanding and develop cooperation among operating divisions. Horizontal systems and processes. Organizational systems, policies, and procedures are the traditional mechanism for achieving integration among functional units. Existing policies and procedures often do little more than institutionalize the barriers that exist from the years of managing within the framework of the traditional model. Beginning with an understanding of basic business processes as a collection of activities that take one or more types of input and procedures and output that is of the value of the customer. Michael Hammer and James Champy's best-selling Re-engineering the Corporation outline a methodology for redesigning internal systems and procedures that has been embraced by many organizations. Other push for similar gains through reducing cycle times, implementing overall quality control, and so on. And that will be my report. And thank you very much.